we have the timeline important? Because maybe when you register, you feel that, okay, I have 5 years to go. I will complete my, I don't know how much is the minimum time at your university, but at IIM, we have a system of 5 years. We have full-time PhD, which is 5 years PhD. Okay, so let's consider 3 years or 5 years, whatever you have. Once you start with the PhD, you feel, okay, 5 साल पढ़ा है, कर लेंगे, आराम से कर लेंगे, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है. No, it's not like that. When you will reach to the 4th year, you will not even come to know, right? So you have to decide your timelines right from the beginning. Okay, this is a time when I'm writing the proposal. I think you people are through with that stage. I'm writing the proposal. I'm going for my synopsis at this time. This is a time I will start my data collection. This is a time I will start compiling. This is a time I'm doing my literature review. This is the time I'm going to compile and tabulate my data. This is the time when I start writing my chapters. All this has to be thoroughly figured out, made into a timetable. You may feel that I'm telling you to make a timetable for 5 years, but yes, it is very important to make a timetable for 3 years or 5 years, whatever is your time period. Make a timetable for that 3 years period. Very, very important. Everybody should do it today itself. If you have not done it, please do it today itself. And put the table in your room, wherever you sit. And so that will give you a mental, not pressure, I wouldn't call it a pressure, but a mental motivation that, yes, I have to reach my timelines. I always do that. For whenever I start with any work, whether it is PhD or a research paper, you need to do it. See, when we write a normal research paper also, it takes 7 to 8 months for us to write. So minimum, that's a minimum time period, I'm telling you. So we need to divide. We need to divide into 2 parts, 3 parts. When we take a 9 months period, we divide into 3 trimesters and then we do it. Okay. Break down the research process into steps, as I told you. Assign due date for each step. Each step should have a due date, that is the start date and the end date. Give time for at least 3 revisions in the end. 1 revision will not help. I have seen, like I go for the thesis defense for a lot of people. I see a lot of things repeated. People have not even looked at their I'm not saying that everybody is like that, but there are a good number of instances where I see that people have not even looked at the report once it is published. Paper, they are not in sequence. The grammar, forget about it. The language, forget about it. So at least give 3 revisions to your book if you want to really make an impact. Make weekly and daily priorities. Once you divide your work of 3 years into, say, 6 months period, I wouldn't say do it daily because you have other commitments. People are working, people are pursuing other courses also. So make a weekly priority list. Okay, this week, out of your 6 months period, make a priority list for each and every week. This week, I'm going to do that. And if you just want to start on a Monday, then sit on Sunday and see, okay, where have you reached? You may draw a flow chart, you may draw a line graph and do that you are doing it or not. But if you put it on the paper, definitely that will give you a motivation, mark my word. Okay. We know quality of a good research paper that everybody knows about it. It has to be rigorous. Good research paper. Why did I put this word rigorous? Very important. If it is not rigorous, it is not a good paper. You know how we had been hearing how people do research in India and abroad also. There's a lot of plagiarism. There's a lot of copywriting. People just copy paste. And today we have this AI, chat GPT and whatnot to just copy paste and give you everything. That's not a good research paper. A good research paper has to consume you. It has to take you as a person to contribute something. That is a rigorous paper. It has to be controlled. Why controlled? Can anybody tell me why I say, let me see, people are sleeping or awake. Why it has to be controlled? Why do I call that a research paper has to be controlled? Whosoever speaks, please give me your name so that I know who is speaking. Hello? Why it has to be controlled?
It's a
okay, yeah, please speak.
It's a summary for all problems that we have seen or what would be we feel about that problems.
Okay. I have a question for you. What is your idea? What is the first step that you do when you write a research paper?
First of all, identify the problems.
Perfect. Identify the problem, right? So why do I say it has to be controlled?
The necessity of the problems.
No. Okay. Like if you go, what is the difference when you go for shopping in a small shop and when you go for a shopping in a big mall? See, in a shop, you have fixed items. You just ask the shopkeeper, ye dena, and you get those 3 items, whatever you need. But when you go to mall, it is all varieties. It is all scattered. It's a big place. So what you try, somebody doing research on mall, now they can tell me. It's like you pick up things which you may not require. Your focus goes out. ओके ये भी ले लेते हैं, ये भी ले लेते हैं, बिस्किट नहीं चाहिए था तो भी ले लेते हैं, नया वेफर आया मार्केट में ये भी ले लेते हैं, ये मेकअप का सामान आया ये भी ले लेते हैं, ड्रेस भी ले लेते हैं. We tend to get diverted. Okay, that happens in the research. Say somebody telling me that I am doing a study on women empowerment through entrepreneurship. Okay, what they will do is, okay, women entrepreneurship, good enough. Through, sorry, women empowerment, good enough. But entrepreneurship bhi ho gaya, then you will start moving towards a year. There are so many successful business ladies, but they are not entrepreneur. You cannot take them into your research. You have to be focused. Your title relates to only and only entrepreneur. You cannot take up the people who are not entrepreneur. Okay. Is Neeta Ambani an entrepreneur? Can anybody tell me, is Neeta Ambani an entrepreneur?
No, ma'am.
No.
Businesswoman.
She's a businesswoman. Okay. But I have seen lot of researches on women entrepreneurship where they talk about Neeta Ambani. So we tend to lose our focus. We tend to divert into our other areas because they seem to be like attractive. They seem to be near our topic. No, you have to have your research under your control. Don't lose your area. It's like a shopping from a small shop, not from the mall. Okay. It has to be accurate and clear. That is okay. It should be concise. Again, I cannot have the whole world there. It has to be concise. Valid and verifiable. Yes, the data has to be very, very valid, and there has to be resources, there has to be sources which can be verified. It has to be sequential. Again, I said you cannot lose the focus. It has to be go in a sequential manner, precise, original. Very important. But how many of us do the research which is original? Hardly. Coherent. Academic style of writing. It should follow some style of writing, which we'll be discussing later. And I say it is generalizable. Why it has to be generalizable? Can anybody explain me? Can anybody tell me why it has to be generalizable? Anybody making an attempt, please. Otherwise, I'll have to take the names of the people. Mr. Onkar?
Sorry, ma'am.
Yes, please tell me why it has to be generalizable. Why the research has to be generalizable? Okay, I will tell you if nobody has answer. See, any research becomes a body of knowledge, right? But when we do a research, we cannot do the research for each and everyone. If you are taking, say, you have taken the samples for the Marathwada region, okay, but the idea is that whatever is the output you get from the Marathwada region has to be generalized to similar kind of regions. It should hold equally good for Wardha region or some other region for that matter. Okay. It has to be generalized in the similar sense. If I do a study for Maharashtra, I should be able to have the put the results or make the conclusions for Gujarat, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh also. My research is limited to Maharashtra, but it's the application of the research has to go to other states also. Otherwise, research will never become a body of language. समझ में आया? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Yes. Okay. Next. See, I have taken, because I'm talking about a research paper, that's why I have taken this topic. Otherwise, you people all have done this. But within your research, you will write, within your PhD topic, you will write some research papers. So how will you identify those research topics within your PhD? There are various ways of doing it. The first and the best way that I like, okay, is a gap analysis, right? When you take a topic of your choice, say, for example, somebody was talking about the critical analysis. Just 1 second. I have this topic in mind. 1 second. Okay, somebody can take their topic and tell me. Actually, I wanted to take one critical analysis topic, which I is a chat. Yeah, just 1 second. I'll check it from the chat, which I want. Okay, the topic here I see is from Nagaraja. Mergers and acquisition of banks, and empirical study on bank merger, financial implication, and perception, and what is this? Perception of customer and employee in Karnataka state. Very good. It's a very good topic. Like, okay, so you see in my picture, there are these stars and different shapes made. So if you look at this Mr. Nagaraja's topic, it has different stars and different areas. Why? It's an empirical study. So you may, to complete your PhD in empirical study, you may have a theoretical study also conducted. So one paper you can write on your theoretical study, which relates to customer and perception of customers and employees, which is only related to theory of that. So that becomes 1 star. Okay. An empirical study on bank merge. Is it bank or bank? Bank. Mr. Nagaraja, can you please repeat your topic? Are you talking about the horizontal merger? I don't think the topic is clear. Okay, I'll take this another topic from Mr. Nilesh. An analytical study of public and private sector banks in real estate development of Marathwada in Maharashtra. Okay, so I feel that when I do the gap analysis of this particular topic, an analytical study of public and private sector banks in real estate development of Marathwada, the gap, where's the gap line? Where's the gap lying in this particular topic? Can anybody tell me where's the gap? Where can you write a research paper in this? Where's the gap? Okay. So the topic relates to the efforts, or what do you say, the finances or the funding done by public and private sector banks for the real estate development, right? So you can always see and have a study related to like how many people are taking kind of real estate finances from the bank. Maybe you do it one on public sector bank, one you can do it on private sector bank, right? You may have to find out the gap. Where is your research not done? Where exactly is the gap between your topic and what exactly is done? And that gap analysis always comes from different kind of literature review that we do. So all this, my stars and all these are the different research already being conducted, right? So once I conduct, there are researches which are overlapping. That's why I have made 2 or 3 figures overlapping here. I have to only deal in this green area. If this green area is one which is not covered, brown area is covered, red area is covered, this star and black is like kind of overlapping. This one circle is overlapping with this pink area. There are certain areas which are overlapping. There are certain areas which are covered. But how do you know sitting in your office, how would you know that which is done, which is not done? The only source of that is to do a thorough literature review. Minimum of 50 research paper related to different topics, related to bank finances, related to real estate finances, related to public and private sector comparative studies. You need to do those research paper literature review and find this green area. Kahan pe research nahi hua hai, you have to find out, and that is how you decide your topic. Okay. While deciding a research topic, it is easy. I'm talking about gap, but it is not so easy to find the gap. Okay. That gap should interest you. Something that I want to do a research, it has to be, my interest has to be into that. If I want to do research in women entrepreneurship or empowerment of women, I should be knowing that topic. मुझे समझ में आना चाहिए. अगर मुझे समझ में नहीं आता है topic, then it doesn't make sense. क्योंकि then what will happen? I will lose my interest after some time. I have to continuously have my interest there. If I have to have my interest, it should really come from my heart. That is very important. The topic should not be too broad. I find I have seen few topics I have noted down. I'll discuss them later. Okay, somebody had written for the gap, then I like that. Commercial estate in Aurangabad is not growing as per the metros. Okay, so the comparative studies between the metro and that area, or you may do it with the Marathwada and other regions also. That's a good idea. Not too difficult. Okay, the topic should not be difficult. Okay. I cannot take a very technical topic in finance because I don't know that. Though I'm a finance teacher, I may not be very comfortable in financial modeling, then I should not be taking financial modeling. If I'm not good at econometrics, I should not be using the financial modeling kind of topics. So the topic should relate to your core skills, core knowledge. Okay, and not only that, then you have to apply your topic, you have to submit. It has to interest an average reader. Average reader should be interested in your topic. Not very intellect, not very dumb, but an average reader should be attracted towards your research topic. That should be a kind of a research paper or a PhD topic. Okay, next one. Why does it move? Sorry. Just 1 second. Give me 1 second. Okay. So as I said, how to gather the material. When you start doing your research, you are trying to finalize your topic, you need to understand, you need to gather the material. Your material is available in library. Today, the material is available in e-resources. None of us visit the library. Okay, but I make it a point to go to library very often. You need to visit the library. The hard books should be your friends, especially while you are doing your PhD. Special bulletins and reports. Read those reports. Commerce and management people should read some journals which are related to commerce and management. Finance people, economics people should read economic weeklies. Those are very important reports that are coming up. Interviews. You may not exactly like an interview, but you should interact with different people. You may talk to your HOD, you may talk to your peers, you may talk to your family, you may talk to your friends. Whenever I need a research topic, I generally talk to my husband and then I get some idea and then I start working on it. So you need to talk to your people. And another very important, observation or experience. Your observation of the things will tell you, okay, this is how I have to do the research. Very important. Okay. Just 1 second. Somebody was in a chat. Okay. Sorry. Why this is good? Yeah. Research paper writing process. As I told you that you have to divide your process into 3 years, different times. So these are the 3 areas. Pre-writing, which has to be a biggest part, because that is the time when you have to write your proposal, you have to do your coursework, you have to start gathering the data, you have to do the, you have to do the sampling, you have to collect the data. All that is the pre-writing process. So that has to be a biggest. Again, divide the pre-writing process also into different parts. Then comes your writing, when you're actually writing your thesis, when you're actually writing your research paper. And the last part is the post-writing, when you are doing your reviews and checks. Okay, one important thing, because today we all rely on all this e-resources. While you're doing research, we come across a lot of things. So make a folder on your desktop and keep putting those links or keep putting those downloads into that. Somehow they will be used when you are writing your report. Because while you're writing the report, don't go and run again, do research and find out those papers. Some articles remove, some article goes out of your search. So please, whenever you come across any interesting article which is directly or indirectly somewhere related to your research, download the link, keep the document or whatever in your desktop. That will definitely going to help you out. Very, very important. Okay. Now, like, how do we make a preliminary outline? That is very important. For a good research report, a preliminary outline is very, very important. First, let's see. First, when we have a main idea, there will be a variety of ideas coming in. Okay. So there is a subsidiary idea or a supporting idea to one. Then there is another idea, B. B will have again some parts. B will have idea 1, idea 2. So put them on papers. Don't keep everything here. Because रात को सोते हैं तब याद आता है, then we forget it. So put them on paper. Take a diary, take a notebook and write everything in the notebook. One notebook exclusively for your research and for PhD. So write the ideas there. Then next week when you're sitting, concise those ideas. I made those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ideas. I combined and brought them down into 3 ideas. Okay. And the next week when I sit, I will only keep 1 idea. But that 1 idea has to relate to what all I said. It should interest me. It should be interest of the other people. It should be something which is doable. Very, very important. Something which is doable. I want to do a research on Modi ji on a primary data, but I have no access to go and meet Modi ji. So can't do that, right? So you have to do something which is doable. So take the idea which is doable. Okay. Okay, you have some ideas of topic, so that will be which will be needing some information. So try to gather that information. Then begin reading on those topics, general articles, literature reviews, reports, all those related to your article. Try to anticipate the important questions your paper will have to answer and jot down, very important, jot down what seems to be major division of the subject. How do you want to divide your subject? I want to take up like somebody has just written one topic that was very interesting. The study of awareness among women investors about financial investment. Okay, so my division is I need some paper which will study how to study awareness. What will be the variables of awareness? So I have to have some papers related to awareness. Then among women investors, so how many papers relate to investors and women investors, and about different types of financial investment. So all these are the division of my subject. Awareness related topic, women investor related topic, and the financial investment related topic. So you have divided your topics into 3 subjects and you start collecting data on all these 3. That is a kind of you're preparing for your literature review. So once you are selecting the idea only, start compiling your data, start putting your data into one folder. You will need it for literature review. You will need it for your writing of the report. So please don't lose any data. Keep the data with you always. Why there's a lag in this? Okay. Now we come to the main part of our research, that is structure of a research paper. Again, there has to be main part, introduction, body, and conclusion. Right. Before that, there is an abstract, but I will talk about abstract separately. So I have not taken abstract here. The structure is the introduction or the thesis statement, literature review, methodology, results, discussion, conclusion, reference, and appendices. We will deal in detail with each one of them. Okay, now let me see how many are sleeping, how many are awake. Who will answer this question? In academic writing, the abbreviation FN is used to represent what? Anyone to answer?
Following page number.
Some other try, please.
Footnote.
Perfect.
Footnote.
It's a footnote.
Footnote.
FN is a footnote. And what is a footnote, madam?
Footnote, that means
We writing some.
reference.
Anybody else? What is the footnote? Very important in your research paper. Footnote is very important. What is the footnote?
Ma'am, footnote is a reference to a source of information that is placed at the bottom of a page.
Right. It is that. It is not only the reference to that. Sometimes there's some jargon or some technical word that we are using. We are using a Latin word or any other word, and we want to give an explanation to that. Okay. So we cannot write in between the body of the text. So what we do is paper के नीचे पे एक line डालकर हम वहाँ पे लिखते हैं. And in the word, we will learn in the next session how to put the footnote. Okay, there's a format in the word how to put a footnote. It has to come very properly. So that is called FN. Got it, everyone?
Ma'am, it's a one kind of short note or
It's
one
kind of
kind
a short. It can be a short note. It can be a reference. It can be an explanation. Anything that we want to highlight. Okay, but which should not be the part of the body. जो हमारी फ्लो को नहीं बिगाड़ेगा वो सिर्फ हम नीचे, लेकिन हम सामने वाले को उसका एक्सप्लेनेशन भी देना चाहते हैं, वो हम नीचे रख सकते हैं. जैसे कि रिसर्च पेपर का रेफरेंस, आपने कोई आइडिया दिया है उसका रेफरेंस, कोई डेफिनेशन है जो आप नीचे लिख सकते हो, कोई लैटिन वर्ड है, कुछ अदर लैंग्वेज का फ्रेंच वर्ड है जिसका आप एक्सप्लेनेशन देना चाहते हो, ऑल दैट कैन बी अ पार्ट ऑफ फुटनोट. वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. नेक्स्ट. It's taking time to load.
तिकडे निर्माणित ऍसिड आहे काय?
Pardon?
मग याच्यात
Why it is not moving? I don't know. Okay. Structure of the research paper. The first part comes is the abstract. What is an abstract? Abstract is like the summary. Okay. Summary, but very important. Most of the conferences, when you want to present your paper, they can reject your abstract, and that is the end of your story. Especially when you write in the big conferences like IIMs and management conferences, they will reject your paper just by looking at your abstract. Abstract is the most difficult part. What I always feel that if I write a good abstract, then my 50% work is done. Because उससे मुझे एक रास्ता मिल जाता है. You know, I get a way. I have to only follow this particular way. I have to be focused here. I have to be controlled here. Abstract is not something that, okay, हमने 4 line लिख दिया और हो गया abstract. It has to combine your 10-8 papers of research into just some 200 to 50 words, which is the most difficult task. Okay, we will again deal in detail with that part. Then your introduction. Introduction is a bit easier because yeah, you know, you have to just write about the topic. You can write on your own. You can gather some information, some like what you say as some theoretical base, and all that you can develop. That is not different. But what is a major mistake people do here? They try to write 4 pages of introduction, which is not it. It has to state clearly the overall purpose of the study. Okay. And it has to revolve only and only around your question, research question, the thesis statement. To define the research question of the is also a part of the introduction, and to give a brief background of your relevant theory and practices in the introduction. So typically, if you're writing a 8 to 10 pages of research paper, 1 to 1.5 page of introduction is more than enough. Okay, coming to literature review, I was talking about literature review earlier also. Literature review is like very important in the sense because that is how you will understand कि दुनिया कहाँ पे है और हम कहाँ पे हैं. Okay, this will give you exact what is being done and what you have to do. So whenever you come across a research paper, you have to make a summary of it and present it in your thesis. That is how we do it as a PhD. For the, what do you call it as, for your research paper, I will show you a way. It has to be done in a tabular way these days. पहले हम वो writing के रूप में लिखते थे, अभी हम उसको tabular form में डालने लग गए. That is a new way. I will show it to you later on. Okay. Then the methodology, to demonstrate that you are aware of the research methods, to explain and justify the method of data collection. So here it will be the method of data collection. What will be your sample size? How have you defined the sample? From where will you collect the sample? What testing methods will you use? Everything has to come in the methodology. Very, very important. It has to be as it is required. You cannot, if you're using empirical research and you are only doing empirical research with a percentage, not a good idea to do. Okay, so there has to be proper methods that are matching your title, that are matching the way you want to conduct the research. Results, obviously the findings, and discussion. Discussion can be of two types. Discussion is on the suggestions that you have given, or discussion can be for the future readings that can come in the what your research can lead into. What is the next step for your research? Can this research be further pursued by somebody? You can give a discussion over there. Conclusion, definitely. What is your final conclusion and recommendations? We cannot give recommendations. Recommendations are generally has to be given by a body. We can only do a suggestion and conclusion. References, very important. Why? It has to be given in a particular style. I will talk about that later on. Appendix. Appendix is something that is simple to do. All the data, questionnaires, everything that you want to give as an addendum, give it. Don't give just to increase number of pages, but give which is relevant. Okay, coming to abstract. There are only few things that I will take in detail, otherwise we will lose time. Abstract. It is a summary of body of information. It expresses a main claim and argument of the paper. It has to answer the following questions. Why did you do this study? Very important. Please take the slide. I will share the slides. Please take this slide very seriously. Only answer these 4 questions. What did you do and how? In 2 lines. What did you find out? And what do your findings mean? How it will be implemented, how it will be useful for somebody, right in 1 line. This is very important. Your whole 250 words of abstract has to revolve around these 4 questions. If you are able, so what I do is when I do the abstract writing, I will answer all the 4 questions and then try to club all the 4 points. That will give me an abstract of 250 to 300 words. Introduction, I have already spoken about it. Literature review, already done. Okay, again a question for you people. Quickly answer that. Which of the following sections of a research report is not considered for checking the plagiarism? Everybody knows about plagiarism, right? When you are sending your paper and they will run it through a Plaque software, which part they will exclude? Can anybody help me with this?
Bibliography.
Bibliography. Anybody else? Okay, 2 things, bibliography and all homogeneous words and rules. Generally, the Plaque software is, technically able to rule out homogeneous words. Say, for example, when we are talking a women empowerment topic, we will be using the definition on and off, few words which will be repeated. Okay, because that's the whole topic relates to that. So few words will be related. So all those words can be ruled out. But the software will try to highlight that, but that will not be counted in your Plaque percentage. So be aware of that part. Methodology, I told you, it will relate to 3-4 things. Results, we discussed this part. Okay, referencing will come again. Appendix. So here we will have only 2-3 details, relevant data, questionnaire, and some important reports or documents. If you have gone and collected data and you got a letter from the company, please put all those things. Okay. Now the references. To list your references alphabetically, all the reference materials that have been cited in the text of the report. Very important. Referencing your paper, Reference need to contain all work cited in the text. References should be consistently follow one system. Either it has to follow the APA system, ACM system, or MLA system. The most common all the people want is a APA system. So what is the APA system? We will see how it has to be written. We will see in the next slide. But you may follow any of them, but APA is one which is most commonly used in Indian publications and also very good international journals also. So see, these are the guidelines related not only to the APA system of writing the references, but also APA system and MLA system of margin, font, spacing, alignment of the text. Everything I have given here, that will be useful for you. I'm not going in detail over here. I will just go for the referencing part. Okay. So in the APA system of referencing, we write the author's last name and then the first initial. Then we write the publication date. Whereas in MLA, we write the publication date in the end. You can see this the system. LNT, in bracket, we have written the year. If you have a date also, you can write 28 September 1974. Then the topic will come. That is the title of your book or the research paper. Then the additional information, if you have anything about the first edition, second edition, or whatever. Then like what do you call it as a city of publication, Washington, DC. And then the publication company, it was National Geographic Society, like that. This is the way of giving the references. Okay. So this is all the like what is the difference in the APA style and MLA style for publication also. You have all those things, how to, but follow one style. Don't jump up that your bibliography is coming in the APA style and the text is coming in MLA style. Follow one style. People will identify it very fast that you are moving between the styles. So don't do that part. Stick to one style. Anything that you like, but stick to one style. Okay, there's a question for you. The list of technical terms that is used is called what? Is it the references? Is it the abbreviation? Is it appendix? It is glossary. It is glossary. The technical words, if you have to explain, you will do it in the appendix and you will call it as a glossary. Okay. This we have done. Okay. Now, very important. That is, sorry. What is parenthesis? Parenthesis is like quotes. Okay, we write between the quotes. Keep short, quotes short. Whenever you're quoting something, don't write 4-7 lines and quote it. You have to quote very small lines. Give only information needed to identify the source on your works cited page. वहीं पे जिस पेज पे आपने लिखा है वहीं पे दे दो. You don't need to cite information that is common knowledge. Something which is very common, which people know, is don't quote those things. Okay, only quote the information. But when do we put the information in the quotes? The information which is very, very useful to us, which is very short. Somebody has to give its emphasis on that. Such information is put in the quotes. Why it is not? Okay. Okay. Where to quote an author? You have seen the literature reviews, you have seen a lot of theories. If you look at a very good research paper, you will see that a lot of people do their research and they, like, you will see so many author names coming quoted. That comes generally in the literature review, that comes in the theoretical background. हमें किसी चीज का theory explain करना है, the best way, इसने ये कहा था, उसने ये कहा था, उसने वो कहा था. So that is how you quote the authors or quote the sources to show that an author supports your point. Okay, I say that that I want to support this particular financial investment is the best investment. Then I can say that, okay, this as stated by XYZ author, that the financial investment in gold is the best one. Okay, that is how I can write. To present a position or an argument. When you have an argument, okay, when you want to say that, okay, although the gold is the best investment, the price is going very high. That's an argument. So somebody has written a research paper on that. Okay, do you need to buy gold at a very high price? Is it a good investment at a high price? So you can quote that argument. That argument also can be quoted. to include specially moving or historically significant language or significant things, something that is very important. To present a particular well-stated passage whose meaning would be lost or changed if paraphrased. जहाँ पे हमको किसी के words में ही वो बात कहनी है, some quote, some particular sentence said by some eminent people, some eminent authors, तो उनको उसी language में हम करते हैं तो हम quote करके डालते हैं. So use of quotes is very, very important in a good research paper. Okay. I said that use a consistent format. Why should you use a consistent format of research? Because it helps your reader understand your arguments. Allow readers to cross-reference your sources easily if they are doing further research. Provides consistent format, gives them credibility and reliability as a writer. So using a quote, using a particular format is very, very important. I'll come to this point later on. Now, very important, this will come after that. How to select a journal for publication. Now we have talked about, okay, research paper kaise likhna hai, research paper kaise likhna hai. How to select a journal for publication. The first thing is, remember that you don't select a journal, the journal selects you. Very important. Why did I say that? Anybody can tell me? Can anybody tell me?
Depend upon impact factor.
Okay. You don't select a journal. See, I can apply in 5 international journals to publish my paper, but everybody may reject me. Okay, so the journal will not select me. So, but journal will not come to your home and say, okay, please come and submit a paper with us, right? So you have to very carefully identify. 2-3 tips I'll give you, which is off the record. Please see a very reputed journal, okay, which very reputed journal, which is reputed है, लेकिन बहुत ज़्यादा लोग उसमें एकदम directly topic में publish नहीं करते. So we have a journal called American Management Association Journal, okay, which is management का हर कोई बंदा उसमें लिखने के लिए अपनी dream है. उसके अलावा भी management journals, very good journals, बहुत सारी हैं, but people don't write into that, क्योंकि उनको लगता नहीं मुझे तो AMA के journal में ही publish करना है, okay. तो हर किसी को वो पब्लिश करने को नहीं मिलेगा, बट देयर आर 5-6 वेरी रेप्यूटेड जर्नल्स व्हिच आर, ऐसा नहीं कि उनके पास पब्लिकेशन नहीं है, पर उनके पास लाइन ऑफ पब्लिकेशन थोड़ी छोटी है, वहां पे कम लोग लाइन लगा के खड़े हुए हैं, ओके. इसलिए जरूरी नहीं है कि हम सबसे बड़ी वाली लाइन में ही लगे, हम वो छोटी वाली अच्छी लाइन भी सेलेक्ट कर सकते हैं. दैट इज द होल आइडिया. तो सेलेक्ट योर जर्नल वेरी केयरफुली. Select a journal which may not be directly related to your topic exactly. Okay, if I want to publish a topic on financial investment, I need not go into a financial investment journal only. Financial investment is a management topic. I can put my paper into a management related journal also. And people do that, but generally should not do that. If you have a publication, people send it across, एक साथ में 2-3 जर्नल में भेज देते हैं, फिर देखते हैं कि चलो कौन सी जर्नल हमको सेलेक्ट करेगी, which is not a ethical way of doing it, okay, which is not good. Suppose आपको 2 जर्नल सेलेक्ट कर लिया, then what will you do? So that's not an ethical way of doing it, and I would follow the ethical way out. So how to select a journal? The reputation, listing and ranking, the topic of the journal publishes, who are the journal's target audience, the type of articles, length restrictions. Yes, sometimes some journals have a very big length restriction in the sense कि हम 7 या 10 papers से ज़्यादा print नहीं कर पाएंगे. So then you have to, and your paper is running into 12-13 pages. So please be very careful that your length restriction is very important. And other factors to consider, like I said, it's a very, very reputed journal, but the line is very big, so don't stand in a big queue, right? Okay, these are certain lists where you can publish. The most important is the UGC Care journals, which will give you the Indian list of good journals. Second, the best list that the world follows is the ABDC list. That is the Australian Bureau of Dean Council list. Here, there are 3 categories: A list, B list, and C list. Publishing in the C list itself is also a very great thing. Publishing in A is a dream for almost good number of people. So ABC is something which is designated ABDC. It's ABDC listed, but the categories are A, B, and C. Then the Emerald, the Springer, and your paper submission with reputed institutes like IIM, because वो लोग भी अपना खुद का जर्नल निकालते हैं. Okay, one more question for you people, and then I'll discuss one or two other topics, and then we'll have questions from you. Researchers, while writing manuscript, often use the abbreviation ETAL. It means what? Anybody?
Extra alternate?
No.
At the end.
No. It is and others, and it's a Latin word. It's a Latin abbreviation which means and others. It is often used in academic writing in the context of citation. Say, for example, you are 4 authors, and every time you don't want to quote 4 authors, what you will do is the first author, that's the main author, and then you write ETL. It means Smith and others have published. हर बार हम वो 4 लोगों का नाम नहीं लिखेंगे, so we can write Smith ETAL. It means the paper is not solely written by Smith, but there are 3 or 4 other authors also. This is how you can do it when you are writing your literature review and the paper has 5, 6, 4 authors. Then every time if you use those 6 authors name 3 or 4 times, your paper, like your number of words will go very high. So what you do, one time you may quote and rest you can write Smith ETL. You may not even quote one time. You can first time also you can write Smith ETL. So that is how it has to be done. Okay. Now I have to show you a research proposal, how to write a research proposal. So I will just show you that, and then we can not show you how to write a research proposal. I have to show you what all to be included in a research proposal PPT kind of a thing. When you're presenting a research paper or you're presenting a research proposal, how to present it in a PPT, that I will just show it to you. Okay, so this is one of my students, and I kept it very simple. Generally, don't use bold colors when you're presenting a research proposal. Keep it very neat, clean, simple. That we'll talk when we do PowerPoint. But why? Because there are certain screens which may not be able to change, may not be able to take the exact colors. The colors might change. So all those things are very, very important. So keep white and plain background when you are doing your research proposal, because you don't want, when you're doing a research presentation, because you don't want any gaps over there. You don't want people to say, "Arey dikh nahi raha, bada nahi hai, chota nahi hai." So keep it neat and clean. So the first part would be introduction. Okay, you can't write text. Okay, आपने रिसर्च पेपर में लिखा है 1.5 पेज का टेक्स्ट, बट आपके पीपीटी में वो टेक्स्ट नहीं आएगा. यहाँ पे what is social media? You have to explain, because my topic was related to the topic was, see, अभी यहाँ पे ही problem हुआ ना. My topic was related to the impact of social media on consumer buying behavior. Okay, so I wanted to, what is social media? So I have to explain. See, मुझे खुद बोलना है, वो यहाँ पे लिखा नहीं होगा. Then I want to do awareness, impact of social media on the consumer buying, consumer awareness. So awareness is one stage, consideration, action, and engagement are the different stages of awareness. What is consumer behavior? Home furnishing. It was related, the topic was related to home social media use on consumer behavior in home furnishing area. So home furnishing के बारे में भी हमने बात किया है. So this is all in the introduction. I was telling you that how to write a research page, how to write a literature review when you're presenting, put it in this tabular format. Researcher, what was the research topic? Main factors उसमें क्या आए थे? And year. और यहाँ पे ही आप उसका नाम भी डाल सकते हो. The role of digital and social media marketing in consumer behavior by Andrew Stephen. उसने क्या-क्या factors cover किए थे? And year of study क्या है? 1 or 2 pages में it can be covered. Got it?
Ma'am?
हाँ.
Are you sharing the screen?
हाँ, you can't see?
No, ma'am.
Okay, wait. Okay.
Last slide, any question?
Acha, okay, wait. The screen is paused. I don't know why. I'll stop sharing and share it again.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
कहाँ से नहीं देखा आप लोगों ने?
आप जो टॉपिक बता रहे थे ना, सोशल मीडिया कंज्यूमर बायस बिहेवियर।
हाँ,
From the
ठीक,
beginning.
from the beginning only. Okay, I'll start this.
It's visible now. Thank you.
It's visible now, but I have to go back. Yeah. So this topic is impact of social media on consumer buying behavior with special reference to home furnishing, right? So the first slide would be about the introduction. So I was saying that you don't have to write social media ka definition, awareness, consumer behavior ka definition. That one-liner should be in your notes. You can keep your own notes over there, अपने पास. But यहाँ पे ये वो सारा पूरा definition नहीं आएगा. Please don't do that. That looks very shabby. Literature review. मैंने बताया था कि हम लिटरेचर रिव्यू को दो तरीके से लिख सकते थे. आपकी थीसिस में आप लिखेंगे तो पैराग्राफ के फॉर्म में लिखिए, बिकॉज थीसिस हैज अनदर रिक्वायरमेंट दैट यू हैव टू फिल नंबर ऑफ पेजेस आल्सो. ओके, तो वहां पे आपका 50 लिटरेचर रिव्यू शुड रन इनटू सम 30-40 पेजेस, so that will cover your requirement of number of pages also. But when you're presenting it a research paper somewhere, when you're presenting your thesis proposal also, try to tabulate your literature review. फर्स्ट कॉलम में रिसर्चर के बारे में आएगा, जहां पे उसका टॉपिक और नेम आएगा, मेजर फैक्टर्स दैट आर कवर्ड इन दैट रिव्यू, एंड देन या इट मींस उसमें से क्या इंपॉर्टेंट है आपकी रिसर्च के लिए, विच इज रिलेटेड टू माय रिसर्च आई हैव टेकन, एंड द ईयर ऑफ स्टडी. आर यू गेटिंग इट?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
So this is it. It can run into 2 slides. You cannot have paragraphs. Nobody will read those paragraphs, and it looks presentable also. Then your objective. What are your objective of research? Don't change that. Objective जो research के हैं वही यहाँ पर आएंगे. People try to, what do you say, change the language. Don't do that, because objective has to be stated in a proper way. I had 6 objectives. I copy pasted them over here. It has to be directly copy pasted. What is the limitation of the research that you can do? Another mistake people do, I don't know, that is maybe out of the topic right now. It is a limitation of the research and not of your topic. So be very careful. Okay. The limitation is why I could not conduct a proper research. Okay, what happened wrong in my research conduction? That has to come here. Not कि home furnishing का क्या या consumer behavior का क्या drawback है. It is a drawback of your research and not of your topic. Then you talk about the theoretical framework. Your research is revolving like around psychological factor, social factor, cultural factor, personal factor. These are the theoretical background. Then these are my variables. These are the factors that I have taken, which was influencing my buying behavior. Impact, examples, whichever services I have taken in detail in my research paper. I'm just giving the example. That example continues here. What is the research methodology? In the short, in your thesis, it may run into pages, but here it has to be in a short. In the research paper, it can be 1 or 2 pages, but here it has to be short. What primary data मैंने कैसे collect किया है? Multi method था. Sampling कैसे, कितना sample था, और research plan क्या है? What is a flow chart? How I have made a problem, formulate, सब कुछ मैंने यहाँ पे एक line में डाल दिया है. And the final is the conclusion. Nobody wants to see your calculations. Nobody wants to see how you have sorted out your data. That is not required. Unless until you have a very impactful table and the graph, don't put the calculations here. Okay. For that, you only need if you have calculations which are coming in some numbers, empirical studies, analytical studies, there you can have one more slide to present the data. But don't show all your calculation. People do what? Jitna unhone mean, mode, median, correlation, regression, sab lagaya hai, sab slides mein dal dete hain. We don't have to do that part. You may just have one more table to collate the data. Jitni information aapne collect ki, usko aap table mein ek dal sakte ho, but don't show all the results. This is the final conclusion. Bibliography, very important. कोई इसको पढ़े या ना पढ़े. See, look at the format. I have used the APA format. Format is very important. Bibliography is very important. Don't forget. Thank you. This is how you have to present your research paper in a PPT format. It can be, the similar PPT can be used for your thesis. It can be used for your research proposal. It can be used for your research paper. All this similar format. You have to stick to whatever is the main idea. क्या क्या हमको cover करना है? Introduction, literature review, objective, लिमिटेशन, अगर आपका हाइपोथेसिस है तो हाइपोथेसिस भी आएगा, थ्योरेटिकल फ्रेमवर्क, वेरिएबल्स, इम्पैक्ट, क्या मेन पॉइंट्स ऑफ इम्पैक्ट है, एग्जाम्पल्स इफ आई वांट टू डू, रिसर्च मैथोलॉजी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, टैन नहीं भी डाला तो चल जाएगा, and conclusion and bibliography. These are the parts that are very, very important in a research paper. Okay, any questions now? I've stopped sharing. Please ask your questions related to your topic, related to whatever I have said. Nahi samjha hai aapko, whatever is the thing, please ask. I want you to ask questions. Nobody understood anything, I think. Iske liye nobody is asking.
How many research of which you writing is compulsory? Research paper.
Pardon? Can you be loud little?
How many literature you writing compulsory in research paper?
I think every university has their own format. Somebody told me that minimum 2 is everywhere required. Okay, like in IMC follow 4 papers in 5 years, but wherever the PhD is 3 years PhD, it has to be minimum 2 papers in a UGC care journal. It has to be a UGC care journal. Your conference proceedings will not be a part unless until the conference proceedings is published in a journal, which is a UGC listed journal. I think what you can do is, if you want to make a small start, select a conference which is not very reputed. Okay, do a conference proceeding into it. Okay, they will publish in the, what you call it as ISBN number conference proceeding. Wo karo. That will give you a confidence, because directly you cannot write into a journal. Okay, first step, baby steps you have to take. So first step is to write in a conference paper. वही पेपर को थोड़ा एक्सटेंड करके, थोड़ा बड़ा करके, सेम पेपर यू कैन नॉट पब्लिश, फर्स्ट थिंग. ओके, प्लेगरिज्म. वही आइडिया को थोड़ा डेवलप करके, थोड़ा सा अपने टॉपिक के और नियर ले जाकर, यू कैन प्रेजेंट इट इन अ ISSN जर्नल, दैट इज अ UGC लिस्टेड जर्नल. हाँ, somebody had a question here. Dhwani. Mr. Dhwani. Who is that? Hello. Any question?
Hello, ma'am.
Yes. Amrapali. Yeah,
Ma'am,
please tell.
I'm Amrapali. Ma'am, in bibliography, you have said that APA format. So APA format is also eligible for PhD in PhD thesis also, ma'am?
100%. APA format is everywhere. मैं आपको एक अच्छा आइडिया बताऊं अभी, लेटेस्ट. Are you people using ChatGPT? Have you heard of ChatGPT?
No, ma'am.
Okay, there are 2 ways of converting any, because आप क्या करोगे, आप अलग अलग जगह से डेटा कलेक्ट करोगे, तो आपकी bibliography of say in a thesis you may have 200-300 bibliography, right, number of titles. So everything is coming in a different format. तो अगर आप आपको हर जगह different format में लिखोगे, it will not look good. What you have to do is put everything into a APA style. You can do it through Word also, but what Word do is वो एक पेपर को करेगा. So you have to sit for hours together and do it with Word. What you can do is you can go to ChatGPT, किसी भी format में होने दो, ask it to convert into APA format, it will do it for you. Do you want me to show it to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
एक मैं टाइटल आपके यहीं से उठाती हूँ. Just 1 second. Just 1 second.
Yes, ma'am. No issues, please.
नहीं, मैं एक बुक का नाम निकाल रही थी. Can you see my screen now?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Just one second. Okay, I'm sharing the screen.
Yes, it is visible.
Can you see the Google?
Yes.
Okay, go to ChatGPT. So this is how we use AI for our benefit. We are not using it for wrong means. We are using for our benefit. Okay, इसमें ना just write. यहाँ पे वो जो prompt लिखना है, that is very important. You write it properly ताकि उसको समझ में आए. आप it is like a artificial human. आप उसको कोई instruction दे रहे हो, उसको समझ में आना चाहिए कि आप उसको क्या बोल रहे हो. So I'm writing convert my reference. वो सब करेगा, बट आपको उसको बराबर बताना है. कन्वर्ट माई रेफरेंस इनटू APA स्टाइल, राइट? ये लिख के आप अपने रेफरेंस को यहाँ पे कोट में डाल दो. सी अभी आप ये देखो, इट इज नॉट एन APA स्टाइल. नाउ यू डू इट. ये देखो डिफरेंस दिख रहा है आपको? ये ऑथर का नाम, फर्स्ट नेम, लास्ट नेम, फर्स्ट नेम, और फिर APA स्टाइल में बताया था आपको ईयर पहले आएगा ब्रैकेट में, राइट? इसने APA स्टाइल में कन्वर्ट कर दिया. देखा आपने? कैन यू सी इट?
Yes, ma'am.
इज इट विजिबल? तो ऐसे आप
Yes, ma'am.
25, 30, 40 एक साथ डाल दो और डायरेक्टली आप उसके अंदर कॉपी करके उसको बोल दो APA स्टाइल में कन्वर्ट कर दे, वो कर देगा. इट विल हेल्प यू.
Thank you, ma'am.
ओके, हाँ बोलिए. हाँ
मैम, ऐसी PPT के लिए कुछ है क्या? क्योंकि जैसे आपकी PPT है, अगर मुझे
हाँ.
ऐसी अट्रैक्टिव PPT बनानी रही
हाँ,
होगी
वो मैं आपको ऐसे पावर पॉइंट वाला जो सेक्शन है उसमें बनाने वाली हूँ. फिर भी मैं आपको बताती हूँ, अभी बता देती हूँ. देयर आर लॉट ऑफ वेबसाइट्स, फ्री डाउनलोड्स. स्लाइड्स गो इज माय फेवरेट. ओके, स्लाइड्स गो में जाओ. स्लाइड्स गो करके है ये फ्री गूगल स्लाइड्स, थीम्स एंड पावर पॉइंट, राइट? आपको एजुकेशन रिलेटेड चाहिए, जैसे मैंने कल लिया तो रिसर्च रिलेटेड लिया, राइट? मैंने रिसर्च प्रेजेंटेशन रिलेटेड टॉपिक लिया यहाँ से PPT. इसमें जो ये वाली है, जिसमें ये किंग वाला आ रहा है, विच इज प्रीमियम, जो हमको पेमेंट करके लेना होता है, बाकी हम खुद ले सकते हैं. अब जैसे थीसिस प्रपोजल है, नीट एंड क्लीन चाहिए, इसको डाउनलोड कर लो. ओके, गूगल स्लाइड्स चाहिए या पावर पॉइंट चाहिए, पावर पॉइंट फॉर्मेट चाहिए, ये अपने आप आपका डाउनलोड हो जाएगा. ये या ठीक है, अनेबल एडिटिंग. इसमें सब कुछ आ गया. अब आपको इसमें खाली, इसमें अगर आपको लास्ट में ना वो आइकन्स और पिक्चर्स यूज करने ना, वो भी देते हैं वो लोग. देखो नीचे, मेरी अभी नेक्स्ट सेशन की PPT है, तो मैं आपको दिखाऊंगी, वो मैंने इसमें से बनाई थी कल. तो ये सब आपको यहाँ पे मिल जाएगा. आपको जहाँ पे टेबल्स और चार्ट्स यूज करना है, वहां पे आप ये यूज करो. आपको जहाँ पे पिक्चर्स यूज करना है, इन सबको आप डिलीट कर सकते हो. ये नहीं चाहिए, आप निकाल सकते हो. इसकी जगह आप अपना कोई दूसरा मैप डाल सकते हो. ये फॉर्मेट बना हुआ है. अब मुझे ये वाली पिक्चर नहीं चाहिए, तो मैं ये वाली पिक्चर हटा के अपनी कोई पिक्चर डाल सकती हूँ. डिलीट दिस पिक्चर, गो टू गूगल, आस्क research student image, research student image, right? चलो स्टडी स्टूडेंट इमेज ले लेंगे. इमेजेस में जाओ, ये इतने सारे इमेजेस आ गए. ओके, आई लाइक इंडिया, आई लाइक दिस वन. ओके, तो आई लाइक दिस वन, तो मैं इसको कॉपी कर लूंगी. Ctrl+C, कॉपी इमेज, गो टू माय PPT. कौन सी थी? ये वाली थी ना. और यहाँ पे मैं Ctrl+V करके उसको पेस्ट कर दूंगी, और ये करके इसको इसके ऊपर ले लूंगी. मैं इसको मैं सेंड टू बैकग्राउंड कर दूंगी, तो बैकग्राउंड में चला जाएगा. ठीक है ना? ये हम वापस रिसर्च वाले में देखें, PPT यूज करने में देखेंगे. देयर आई विल शो इट टू यू. तो यहाँ पे ये करके उसके ऊपर आप वाला पिक्चर वापस डाल सकते हो, राइट? और यू कैन मेक इट अ शॉर्टर पिक्चर, अगर आपको साइड में रखना है. वट एवर यू वांट टू डू, दे विल गिव यू अ लेआउट. आपको उस लेआउट में अपना काम हो जाएगा. चार्ट लेआउट चाहिए, ग्राफ लेआउट चाहिए, जैसा लेआउट चाहिए वो मिल जाएगा. स्लाइड्स गो इज माय फेवरेट, आई टेक इट फ्रॉम देयर. उसके पास बहुत सारा खजाना है. So this is how you have to do it, right? Anything else? Any other question before we break? 2 minutes more.
Ma'am,
Hmm.
my question is related to review in review of literature. Is there any limitation for review writing from means how many books, how many from publications?
See, again, depends on how broad is your topic. Okay, minimum number कुछ नहीं होता है, but when you are specifically doing it for PhD, there has
Yes.
to be like my university, Mumbai University, it says 100, minimum 100 reviews. Okay, it depends on your guide. Your guide may ask you 140, 150. Research paper के लिए 40, 30 to 40 is okay, but PhD 100 is minimum. अभी how to do it? यू अभी आप एक ही आप क्या करोगे, वही टॉपिक को बार बार गूगल में डाल के पेपर ढूंढना शुरू करोगे, नहीं मिलेगा. ओके, यू हैव टू ब्रेक योर टॉपिक. द वे आई सेड, हम मॉर्निंग में बात कर रहे थे, वो टॉपिक का financial investment. Okay, awareness of women. So पहले awareness of women, which may not be related to financial investment, which may relate only to buying of household goods, but that will give you an idea about women awareness. Okay, so take topic related to women awareness, take topic related to investment, take topic related to only what do you say, stock market investment, take topic related to mutual fund investment. आपके टॉपिक को आप ब्रेक करो, डिवाइड योर टॉपिक इनटू 4 or 5 पार्ट्स एंड टेक 2 or 10-12 पेपर यू कैन टेक रिलेटेड टू रिसर्च, हाउ टू डू रिसर्च. ओके, so 100 में से 10 papers or 15 papers take only related to research in management, research in commerce, research in management, research in commerce. वो 10-12 पेपर हो गया. 10-12 पेपर related to your analytical and empirical study in management, वो हो गया if your topic is that. 10-12 related to your sampling method, say if you're using correlation and regression in management topics, so correlation regression के related topic ले लो. So break your research into different parts. 100 है तो you can break it into 5 or 6 part and हर पे 10 से 20 पेपर आप पकड़ सकते हो. This is how I do it. Now I suggest my students to do it.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Got it? So can we break?
Yeah, sure, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
11:45.
Yes,
See you here. Bye.
Yes, yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Welcome. Yeah.
त्यांना विचारल्याशिवाय काही काम करत नाही.